Welcome everyone in Nigeria and the rest of the world. Data feeds still arriving all in one place simultaneously on all our social media platforms right behind me. You can check that out. Don't forget also, you can tweet and be part of the show. Tweet at Gimba Umar CTV and use the hashtag State of the Nation. So much is happening in the northeast of the country, especially with Boko Haram, and how the government is looking inwards to checkmate its doctrine from the roots. The governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, says that he will begin to censor and monitor the preaching of some clerics. Let's listen to the governor's words right now. If we could get that track up from the governor who spoke earlier on in Maiduguri.
The chronicle of Boko Haram's death and destruction is one piece of history that should prompt us to remain totally focused towards ensuring that we do not make the mistake of others in allowing the group to ever return to our midst. In all instances of their regrouping, the Boko Haram sect recruited new members, mostly through open preaching, to spread their misguided ideology targeting teenagers. They have leaders who openly preach in mosques and in special gatherings without showing violence at initial levels. We must take firm, consistent and knowledge-based steps to continuously separate those clerics who preach in the name of Allah and those who kill innocent souls again in the name of Allah. Oftentimes, preachers with violent intentions start on normal note. They tend to start by being nice. They exhibit friendship to gain acceptance before they systematically begin to share misguided ideologies in their true colors.
The Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima speaking earlier about the insurgency in the northeast. Well, joining me on State of the Nation from our Abuja studio is the Commander Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Lucky Irabo. Many thanks indeed for coming on State of the Nation. We have had a lot of interviews with you, you know that, on the phone, but thank goodness we're getting to see you live on the show. What do you make of the governor's statement, having had very close relationships and dealings with him as the Commander Operation Lafia Dole in Maiduguri?
Well, once again, thank you, Gimba Umar, for inviting me. It is very true. I've had a lot of interviews on the telephone. Now, with specific reference to your question, which is the statement that the Executive Governor of Borno State made, I think is a statement that is in the right direction, a statement that must be taken seriously, and a statement that I believe that when pursued will be good for not only Borno State and the Northeast, but the entire country. So for me, it's a good development, and I think it needs to be pursued.
And going by that statement by the governor, do you suppose that he is willing to take the fight against the insurgents to them along these religious lines? What are the risks he's facing?
I do not think that is a risk. He is the leader of a state. He is the executive governor of the state. I do not think that is a fight that he's undertaking. Rather, I see him performing his tasks as the executive governor of the state. So he's only trying to bring those who believe in the Boko Haram ideology for them to the path of reason and be in sync with the rest of the world. And for me, it's not a battle he's entering, and I do not think there's any risk to that. Speaking the truth, it's not a risk, and it's actually not a war.
Let's talk about other developments in the northeast that directly affects your operation and your jurisdiction indeed. Recently, 4 officers and 16 soldiers, I believe I'm getting that right, are to be court-martialed. The offences are a few but important as they are potent. Now, selling of weapons to unauthorized persons, that could be Boko Haram. What do you make of that situation?
Well, that is against the ethics of the profession. is a betrayal of trust. You know that every officer and soldier is entrusted with the force of arms. And so if that trust is betrayed, of course, you have to face the music. And I think that what the General Officer Commanding 7th Division has done is having to obey the instructions from Army headquarters, which of course, I passed to him. So truly those officers and soldiers who have committed one offense or the other will certainly face the wrath of the law.
They do have some slack to appeal this court-martial, and don't they?
Well, I don't think I understand what you mean by that. The court-martial, of course, is a normal military procedure by which, of course, will bring some form of discipline to our administrative procedures. So it's, for me, an administrative tool which helps to streamline the areas of discipline or otherwise that we find in the course of duty. So it is not, I do not think that there's anybody who could scuttle that process by whatever means.
How would you rate the security level in the northeast since you liberated cities once held by Boko Haram insurgents?
The security situation in the northeast is appreciably high. Of course, you are in picture of all the operations we've been conducting. You followed up all our operations, and we have also made known to the entire public what we've been doing. And of course, you also realize that sometime last week, or a few days back, beg your pardon, the governor of Borno State directed that all the secretariats, 24 of them out of the entire local government in the state, that 24 local government secretariats should be opened, and directing all the civil servants to return to those places. And I think that is as a result of the assessment of the security situation. So for me, it's a great development, and we are forging ahead with whatever is left, especially at the fringes of the Lake Chad. So in sum, I would say that security situation in the northeast is appreciably high.
It's been great talking to you and having you live from our Abuja studios. Theatre Commander, Operation Lafia Dole, Major General Lucky Rabo. Many thanks indeed for talking to us on State of the Nation. Nigeria drops levels as leading economy in dollar terms in Africa, plus the prospect of finding crude in the Chad Basin is our next focus on the show. Don't miss it. Join us again.